Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Bounty Hunter series here in Elite Dangerous. In today's episode, we have a digital espionage action, heading to a settlement to procure some tactical plans. We don't really care what the tactical plans are, we're just in it for the money. So, off we go to our trusty Mandalay. We're going to head over to the settlement, infiltrate their systems. We got to make sure that we turn off their settlement alarms first. It is a covert infiltration, but as we all know, and if you've seen my series before, you know that I treat every one of these as a covert option. Can you please board the ship? We treat every one of these as a covert option because regardless of whether, if you don't turn the alarms off, you will get an alarm triggered when you try to download the material that you're not supposed to be downloading, and then all the dudes come and try to kill you, and it just sucks. So we're gonna try to get in and out without any deaths, without any issues, any of that stuff. We're going to do our best to make sure that happens. Oops.
Regulate your speed until free of station perimeter.
That was annoying. And then we'll go this way. Normally I would go straight out of the slot like that, but because they have the slot oriented towards the asteroid belt, you'll never get out of mass lock that way, so overall, I'm more or less enjoying the asteroid base there. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit different. It's the same gameplay with a slightly different. It's the same setup with a slightly different theme. It does add a little bit of an irritation of having asteroids all the way around, which makes, you know, getting away from the station just a little bit longer to do. But it's not that big of a deal. We can live with it. But the aesthetic of the station and just having something that's just a little bit different than all of the other like regular stations that you would normally go into is pretty cool. Alright, let's find the one that's the furthest away. But we have our Super Cruise Overdrive option available, so let's just blast our way over there. Wait for 3 seconds. We'll leave it at full throttle and see what happens. Alright, that got us pretty good. So now, as we always do, we just need to get our soap. I was too busy looking at other things and not paying attention to my approach. Oh, turned off in a weird direction there. I'm not sure why I did that. All right. Let's get ourselves on an approach to the thing. I don't even know how you would pronounce that. Melnitsky's Kamel? I'm assuming the first two letters are silent. Melnitsky's Biochemicals. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. I have no idea. It's just a guess. But Melnitsky's Biochemicals. That is my assumption on how you would pronounce that. I don't know. What the? There's some weird names out there. I say that's probably offensive to some people, but I just don't care. If you get offended by the things that people say, and it's not directed specifically at you, then you're kind of a loser. I'm sorry. If I'm specifically talking to you as a person, and I'm insulting you, all right, you have a right to be offended. But if I'm just saying general things about general stuff, and you get offended by that, you're kind of just a loser. I'm sorry. Grow up a little bit. It's okay. Like, people can say things, you don't have to get mad about it. Alright. If the sounds coming out of someone's mouth and that aren't directed at you make you mad, you're kind of a pussy. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Like, if I'm specific, I'll go on about this because we're waiting to do the glide. The culture that we have today where everyone's just kind of a little bitch kind of sucks. I spent 11 years of my life as a Marine, and it's like, if you acted like that, at least when I was in, if you acted like that in the Marine Corps, you would get eaten alive. And rightly so. Like, I don't like that we're making our culture where we're trying to prioritize being touchy-feely and all that. It's like, that's fine. If you want to be touchy-feely, that's fine, but trying to make people out to be bad guys because they just don't have a lot of patience for bullshit, like, just shut up. Just shut up. Go cry in your little corner. You'll be okay. Anyways, moving on with our day. We are going to go ahead and bring a couple of E-breaches with us because, well, are we? Well, yeah, I have a bounty here anyway, so we might as well make life easy on ourselves by bringing a couple of E-breaches. That way, I don't necessarily have to have... to get a scan. I'm not necessarily dependent on that. I don't want to waste them, so if we can find a way to get in without having to do the scans, then great. But I don't necessarily want to waste... I mean, it's not like they're that expensive. So where is our... we got to figure out where our... Oh, well, there's a command building over there. It's obviously going to be in there. I was looking for... I was wondering about the alarms. And it says security data port 1, which means it's going to be in the command building anyway, which means we don't have to go anywhere else. So yeah, we should probably... I don't know why I'm standing in a place where they're going to try to scan me. So yeah, we got to figure out how we're going to get in there. So let me go over here. Just trying to get away from any of the dudes that... There's like dudes all over the place right now. So we got to figure out an entrance that's not going to be monitored. Right over here is not a good idea because there's guards all over the place there. So I want to see if there is an entrance on a side of the building that isn't being necessarily watched. Or at least, you know, is not being watched as much as another side. Okay, so that side doesn't seem to have an entrance. Let's see... Well, the problem is that the power station is also over here. And I could go through the power station, but I want to limit... Let's see if there's an entrance over here. I want to limit my exposure to people as we come in here, because I'm really, really trying to not incur any more bounties. But it doesn't look like they're going to give us the option for that. Because there's one here, and I'm not seeing another doorway anywhere else. So we've got... I guess theoretically we could probably get in here this way. And he's busy. Okay, so now we're inside. And we're just gonna So now that we're inside, I'd like to try to find somebody who has a security clearance that I can... Ooh, that's what we're trying to do, right there. I can get him to just not do that. I'm just sitting down. I'm just chilling over here, taking a break. Nothing to see here. All right. All right, now we have security clearance. So now the question is going to be, is there somebody in here? I gotta hope that there's nobody in security right now. Alright. Oh. Come on, alarms! Alarms, dude! Alright, we're out. So now, since we have security and there's a terminal in here, I would like to identify well, it's going to be in the security area, but... Yeah, it's going to be in the security area. But I don't want to be like wandering around trying to find it. So let's go ahead. We'll do it the right way. Methodical is always best. We'll hop into the facility thing here and look for command. I'm confused. We're looking for security. Here we go. All right. Because I'm not 100% sure where it is. Anybody here? Is it upstairs? Looks like it's going to be upstairs. Damn it. That means we're going to end up having to kill somebody.
Just a minute, Commander. This is a restricted area. You shouldn't be here.
Don't say I didn't warn you!
I mean, I don't see any bounties happening, so we might be okay. I'm really trying to avoid I don't necessarily want to kill people, but, you know, we gotta get the mission done, so... But the biggest thing I'm worried about is just making sure we're not accruing any more bounties than we absolutely have to. Disable the authorization scans, I don't really need it. Okay, which was my way out? This way here. I'll head back to our ship, which is over here. Honestly, kind of insane how big these ships are when you look at that compared to a building. That's a medium-sized ship, and it's as big as most of the buildings in this complex. Get back to our ship and get out of here. And away we go. Eventually. Alright, so now we can go back to that. I want to double check and see. Yep, we have notoriety again, because we had to kill people. Yay! I would really love if we had a way of getting through this stuff without having to accrue bounties on us and notoriety and all that stuff. It's like, especially if you get unlucky and the faction that you're going after ends up being the faction that is the owner of the station that you're in, because then you have no choice but to turn yourself in so that you can get access to the services that are there. Because, like, I don't want to have to move around to a bunch of different bases every time I end up, you know, pissing off the faction the faction of the station that I'm at. It's faster to just turn yourself in and be done with it. But I really wish that they would do an overhaul of the way that bounties work in this game, because it's just there needs to be a way to get away with it. There really does. There really needs to be a way to get away with it. That's right. We need to approach from the bottom here. Okay. Ideally, we'll be okay here. Nice. Where is the... Confused. Assuming it's over here. The only thing about this one is that it's hard to tell where the entrance is pointing. Landing gear out and get our landing approach done. And that's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links for those of you who prefer to go that route. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for our next video, and I'll see you.